Okay, I know the title sounds bad, and all of you are probably like,
bro, you can't fight a 5-year-old, bro, like, that's against the law.
Okay, but look, in my defense, this little 5-year-old deserved it. Like, how else do you want me to say it? Like, what do you want me to do if this 5-year-old comes up to me and starts talking trash? I'm gonna defend myself and my honor. Sorry, I'm not like you disgusting pigs who discriminate off age. I don't discriminate off age. Like, I believe if a 5-year-old wants to go down to a liquor store and drink himself to death, he should be able to do that. It's a free country. Let him make his own decision. Like, it's not land of the free until a 5-year-old can get a subprime mortgage and own a house in the Hollywood Hills. Alright, before I have like 10,000 moms trying to cancel me with their phone in one hand and a mimosa in the other, I didn't get into an actual fist fight with my cousin, okay? Like, let's be real here. If I got into a fist fight with that little 5-year-old kid, I would have kicked his ass. But although it wasn't like a complete fist fight, we still kind of got into a fight. Listen, it's complicated. Just listen to the story. So this story is gonna be very similar to the story I talked about when a 5th grade girl texted me. Okay, that's not how it sounds. If you watch the video, you would understand. But in order to understand why I had every reason to fight my 5-year-old cousin, I gotta talk about what was going on at the time. So this was like a year ago when I was 18, and at the time, my grandma's birthday was coming up. And every single time anyone in my family has like a birthday or there's like a holiday or something like that, we always have a family dinner. And when I say family dinner, I mean everybody in my entire family goes to these dinners. And so many people show up and everyone is wearing white polos and khaki shorts like the white people we are. But I mean, so many people show up that if a random kid from the streets decided to come and just like eat our food and shit, no one in my family would even notice. Everyone in my family would probably just think that's like cousin Ricky or something. And the best way I can describe our family gatherings is like that one scene from Get Out where all the white people show up to the house. Okay, that was a very bad description. I didn't mean that in the sense that we're like bidding and auctioning off other humans. You know what? I'm digging myself a hole right now that I am not going to be able to get out of. That is not what I meant. Please don't cancel me. But anyways, I fucking hate these family dinners and gatherings. Like, I would rather have a hamster slowly nibble away my ball sack than go to these family dinners. And I know you're probably all like,
how can you hate spending time with your family? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, look, spending time with your family is great, but not when my Aunt Tammy is trying to sell me fucking life insurance. And if you think I'm joking right now, I am not at all. I swear to God, I'll be at a family dinner just chilling, minding my own business, eating food, and my Aunt Tammy will come up to me, grab me by the shoulder, and be like, hey, your mom's a hard worker, isn't she? Took care of you your whole life. Are you gonna take care of her? If you died right now, she would have nothing. For $30 a month, when you die, she could have $100,000. How does that sound? Here's my card, think about it. And she doesn't just stop at me. She goes around the entire table, does her little speech, and hands out cards to my entire family. She even does it to like the little 5-year-olds in my family. She'll go up to them and be like, hey kiddies, everyone's gonna die one day. It's just a fact of life. Would you rather die and give mommy and daddy $100,000 or leave them with nothing? Here's my card, think about it. Like, what is wrong with this bitch? Is she on acid? I'm not gonna buy life insurance at my grandma's birthday party. But the worst part about this is, I don't even know if she works at an insurance company. Like, there's a good chance that this woman is just trying to get people to buy life insurance so that she can kill them and take the money. But these family dinners get even worse, because while my Aunt Tammy is trying to sell life insurance to toddlers, so much other shit is going on. There's always a college basketball or football game on TV, and I've said this before, and most of you already know that I get crazy about basketball games, but my uncle and grandpa get 10 times crazier than me. Like, even if it's a game where they have never even heard of the two colleges playing, both of them are still yelling at the TV at the top of their lungs like, you fucking pussy, catch the ball, you motherfucker. And while that's going on, there's always a fight between my grandma and my other aunt, and they're always trying to like out-victim the other person. My grandma will yell at her and be like, I've been through 8 surgeries, what have you been through? And my aunt will fire back and be like, I worked 2 jobs and raised a child, you don't know what I've been through. But it doesn't even end there, because my aunt and uncle are like die-hard Christians and got married at like 18 just so Jesus would let them fuck. And so no matter what we're celebrating, there's always somehow a pastor at my family dinners. And no matter what is going on around us, he is always trying to convert me to Christianity. And so while my Aunt Tammy is talking to toddlers about life insurance and my grandpa and uncle are screaming at the top of their lungs to catch the ball, you sons of bitches, and my grandma and aunt are fighting about who took longer to cook their turkey today, I'm having to sit there and listen to this pastor who's like reciting the entire Bible page for page. Bro, I should have made this whole dinner talking about my family dinners. I could go on forever. I have to do a whole separate video on these family dinners because I haven't even got it all out yet. But now let's get back to me curb stomping my 5-year-old cousin. So I already said it was like a year ago and my grandma's birthday was coming up, and we were gonna have another one of our fantastic family dinners. And so I show up to the family dinner expecting expecting like everything. But I guess I wasn't expecting enough. Because as soon as I walked in the door, my 5-year-old cousin came sprinting at me and tried to like chest bump me. And I mean, usually my 5-year-old cousin was a really good kid. And let's call my cousin Balin. And I never really had any problems with Balin. And Balin also really looked up to me. Like, he looked up to me so much that you guys know that I'm running cross country on my college team. And he has literally gone up to his parents multiple times and been like, when I'm older, I want to run cross country like my cousin. And like, let's be honest here. What kind of kid dreams of being a cross country runner? Like, he had to look up to me a lot if he wanted to not play basketball or baseball and spend his time running for fun. Like, before I joined the cross country team, if one of my friends came up to me and was like, I want to be a cross country runner when I'm older, I would have looked at them and been like, shut your mouth, you loser. But Balin was always a good kid and was respectful and all that kind of stuff. But for some reason, all of that changed when I walked through the door. He immediately just ran up to me and chest bumped me like he was some frat boy who just chugged a beer. And I mean, he's like 2 inches tall, so when he chest bumped me, he got up to like my knees. And after he just chest bumped me, he looks up at me and he goes, let's play ball, broski. And I was standing there like, did this 5-year-old just call me broski? So here's what happened, and here's why Balin wanted to play ball so bad. So usually during these family dinners, at some point to get away from my family, I usually take Balin and we go outside and play basketball a little bit. And usually when we play basketball, it's just me teaching him how to like shoot the ball and like pass the ball and all like the fundamentals of basketball. But Balin had now joined a little 5-year-old basketball league, and now Balin thought he was hot shit at basketball. And he thought because he was in a little 5-year-old basketball league that he could beat me at basketball now. So I looked at him after he just chest bumped me like he was some frat boy who just chugged a beer, and I was like, yeah, Balin, we'll play. Let's just eat our food first and wish grandma a happy birthday. And this little 5-year-old looks at me in disgust and is like, what? You ain't ready to go now? I've been ready to go. Why you stalling, broski? I don't know what it is about me and overconfident kids. They just seem to always think they can do something better than me. And you guys know me. And in my head, I was like, really? This 5-year-old really thinks he can beat me at basketball? But I looked at Balin and I was like, okay, Balin, let's just eat first and then we can play. But you already know I was trying to hold back the rage and just imagining how I could dunk on this 5-year-old. And so me and Balin go over and my entire family starts eating. And surprisingly, the family dinner was going pretty well this time. Like, there was no fights, Tammy hadn't said anything yet, and the only thing remotely bad that was happening was that my uncle and grandpa were still yelling at the TV. Well, that was until we brought the cake out. As soon as we brought the cake out and finished singing happy birthday to my grandma, Aunt Tammy immediately went over to my grandma and was like, another year. You're lucky you've stayed alive this long. You want to leave your family with nothing? Come on, let's make a deal. And somehow Tammy saying that was like a catalyst for my entire family. My aunt and grandma immediately started yelling at each other like, I spent 3 hours making that cake for your ungrateful ass. I've been working all day. And my uncle and grandpa started yelling at the TV, and the pastor was trying to recite the Bible to me and trying to tell me that I was gonna go to hell or something. And right in that moment, I figured I would rather be trash talked by a 5-year-old than have to sit here and listen to all of this. So I took Balin and we went outside to the basketball hoop. And normally we just play like horse or something. So I asked Balin and I'm like, hey Balin, wanna play horse? And Balin looked at me and was like, broski, what are you doing? We're playing one-on-one today. Horse is for little kids. And when he said that, I'm not gonna lie, I almost snapped, but I brought it together again and was like, okay, he's 5 years old, let him have his fun. And even though he was talking trash to me, and you guys know how competitive I am, I decided to be the good cousin and let him win. Well, you see, I did my best to let him win, but eventually he broke me. Because every time he would score, he would always say something to me. He'd be like, I'm a lot better now, aren't I? Bet you weren't expecting that. Or sometimes he'd look at me and be like, damn, did you get worse? How is that possible? And every time he said something like that, it was slowly breaking me piece by piece. But then he said something that completely broke me. So he had just scored the 10th point and the game was to 11. And when he scored, he like elbowed me in the balls. So I was like kind of like bent over a little bit. And this little 5-year-old kid had the audacity to flex like he was Giannis Antetokounmpo and said, too small, you're too small. And right then and there I broke. And I know some of you are probably like, oh my god, it's a 5-year-old. He was probably joking. He was not joking. I could see it in his little 5-year-old face. And so right then and there, I turned into Michael Jordan. The next play, he tried to shoot and I blocked the ball at a fucking Mars. And I looked at Balin and I could just see the defeat in his eyes. Because in that moment, that little 5-year-old prick realized that I hadn't been trying the whole game. And I had already made the decision that I was gonna go full Michael Jordan, no mercy on this kid. And so there was no going back. And I'm not gonna lie, I lost my goddamn mind on the next play because I ended up dunking on this little 5-year-old kid. And while I dunked on him, I screamed at him and I was like,
"Go back to the 5-year-old league, puss."
I swear to God, I said those exact words. I remember it like it was yesterday. And let's just say I dunked on him a little too hard because he ended up falling backwards and just smacked into the floor and started crying. And yeah, I felt a little bad. But I mean, he shouldn't have talked trash. I don't care if he's 5. I need to go to therapy, bro. And so Balin starts bawling his eyes out and he gets up and runs in the house and tells my entire family he dunked on me and pushed me into the floor. And for once in my entire life, my family stopped arguing and yelling at each other, and they all came together as a family to yell at one person, and that one person was me. And in the middle of my entire family cussing me out and yelling at me and the rest of the people trying to comfort Balin, Aunt Tammy went right over to Balin's mom and was like, "You see what happened right there? That's what I'm talking about. Balin could have easily died right there. You have life insurance. You don't even need to worry about that. We gotta make a deal. Come on." And so, moral of this story, boys, sometimes you gotta dunk on a 5-year-old to bring your family closer together. But anyways, guys, I hope you all had a happy 4th of July. I'm not, because I'm going to another family dinner. God, please kill me. Wish me luck. Maybe a story will come out about that. 7,000 likes and I'll buy Aunt Tammy's life insurance. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.